this thing was so close to the firewall. I actually put the rag joint on through the hole in the firewall. That's how close it is. So no 4 to 6 inches. So we're sitting there scratching our heads, and the car owner's saying, well, could it be in the wrong spot? Like, no, the box has 3 holes. It's a bolt to the same 3 holes the last one came out of. The firewall can't move forward. The frame couldn't move backwards. Well, it could if the car was crashed, but it would be, you'd see it wrinkled and crushed. So those parts can't move, and the space just isn't there. And I was seriously doubting the fact that this job was going to work until I watched the video last night, another random video that popped up in my feed on this subject, and this guy did the job. And in his car, when he put it together, the box was right on top of the firewall, just like ours. And I said, wow. I said, okay. So there must be like variances in the way the car is built, which also doesn't make sense. They're built on an assembly line, because we're seeing videos where there's 4 to 6 inches, and now I'm seeing videos at a car in the shop that has no clearance. So,
you have to think that the jigs and stuff back then were not as precise as the jigs now.
I get that, and if you want to talk about door gaps or something, I could say yeah, but like I said, I sent it over to Brian. I sent him a picture, and I talked to him. I gave him a call, and he said, "Man, yeah, there's usually the videos he saw more room." I was like, "Yeah, we all did." So
somebody modified it.
Like, what the hell is going on here? So the I love working on cars. So the owner ordered all new front end components because you get a new drag link, center link, and he had out of tie rod ends from when he did the brake conversion. So we ordered inner tie rods, sleeves, an idler arm, and I said, okay, let me build. I took all of that out of the car in one piece, and I wanted to build out the new one in one piece using the old one as reference for my dimensions, and then just put it up,
right,
mainly to make sure that it was going to be in straight, because if that box was in the wrong position, not that it could be in a different position, it would skew the relation of the front end components. So yesterday, fighting with this, I can't get the new sleeves onto the tie rod, in a tie rod, and it was like the same dimension. And I haven't done a lot of front end work even in my career. I haven't done a lot of it. So I'm not an expert. I'm saying, man, these should go on easier. It wasn't until I said, you know what, let me take an old one off. And then I looked at it. I saw what it was. The new tie rods were bigger in diameter. The threaded end was bigger than the old ones by about 140 thousandths of an inch. So I said, okay, well, there's got to be different parts here. So we had ordered the stuff for a power steering car. I found out on a video I watched last night. He said it. When you order your front end parts, make sure you get it for a V8 car with manual steering. I wish I would have seen that before. So switch those around. Now today I go to switch out the outer tie rods. Well, they're bigger also. So now we got to order new. I had to order new outer tie rods. So now we're just in like parts delay, Yeah.
So. That's the pain of upgrading, modernizing.
Now the bottom line is, if we would have seen that video before any of this, we would have known. We would have had some answers in place already, instead of more questions. So that's the joy of working on cars.
Yeah. Yep. We got Lee said he fought the same thing.
Yeah, I see. You're right. When the worst is, when you want to quote someone on a job, and you tell them, well, I don't know how long it's going to take, and they look at you, well, this is what you do for a living. Well, yeah, well, if I was, unbolting and bolting on one of this part, I could tell you, but when you're talking about a conversion process, even though it's been well documented,
they're doing a whole different.
My first thing was, are the bolts going to come out? This car was, it's old. And luckily, I was very surprised. All the bolts came out easy. easy, no drop.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, the bolt's coming out easy. We're gonna have trouble with something else. And sure enough, we did. So,
There's always it's
so I,
always like every day I start a project and I'll be missing one bolt or one screw, or it's always just something, one thing holding me back from finishing that job. Like I got a whole bunch of little jobs that I didn't finish because I needed another part.
I like to learn from pretty much everything I do, and I like to teach also. So the guy whose car it is, the video guy, he did work on his own on the car, and he's not really a mechanic. He's not a mechanic by trade, but he likes to learn. So I told him I use it as a teaching moment. I said, now see what would happen. I said, if you were in your garage, you don't have a lift. You see how many times this car's been up and down just to access things. I said, and the space you need to work. I said, not that this job can't be done, because we all grew up working on dirt floors in small garages or outside. I said, but it just makes it that much harder to do, and it's like, just like to get people thinking about that, like, what, like, no one to hold them, no one to fold them, kind of
Even
thing.
if you put the car up on blocks.
Yeah.
Even if you get the car up high enough on blocks, that makes a big difference too. I mean, when I'm working on the back of the bus, like I was putting in the wastewater tank.
Yeah.
And it was so nice to be able to roll up under there. I didn't have to jack it up or anything. Just roll up under the back of the bus, and I can sit up on the creeper,
right,
and do stuff. That's a blessing right there.
It's true. I guess it was when I was working on a flatbed. I was doing some brake lines, and the truck is high enough. I was able to roll under on the creeper and like sit up and work sitting up. I said, wow, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I
like to get one of those creepers that lean up with you. Have you seen those?
I did. I have one where just the neck piece leans up, so your head isn't flat down. Because I had a flat creeper before, and I would roll up towels and stick it under my head, because you're always picking your neck up so you can see. But yeah, to have your whole back come up, that'd be real nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be very cool.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
So yeah, the work environment as you get older really is very important.
It changes.
More important. You got to be comfortable.
I was changing my oil, and I went and got the step ladder so I could step up and get inside the truck. Because I could reach the filter from the top.
See, you have the opposite problem. You have a vehicle that's big. Yeah. Trucks, so a lot of trucks are like that. You can't reach over them. You gotta climb. Yeah. I mean, I've had a habit since I'm a kid. I'll climb in the engine bay. I do it all the time. I just climb in there. It's like I'm gonna be one with the work. Usually my foot gets stuck, between an exhaust manifold and a frame. I've left my shoe in there a couple times, but
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta get in there. Yeah. So it's kind of funny because the instruction sheet that came with this stuff was minimal, and so you're on your own, unless you've done it, and if you haven't, now luckily we have YouTube. Everybody, that was the whole thing. Everybody used to always diss and say, say crap about YouTube. But I don't know I haven't met anybody, including myself, who hasn't said, yeah, I went and checked YouTube to see what I can find out. Because there's so much good content on there from guys who really know what they're doing.
It's the second largest search engine.
Yeah, I believe it. But,
so
the problem is, though, you really have to have a good filter to know. And it's hard. It's hard because you can't say, like, I watched the video the other night, and the guy he was changing a switch on a ultrasonic cleaner, which is another project I had to do. And this guy was kind of sketchy. He was hinky. He was jerking around, and he didn't sound professional. Let's put it that way. He sounded very casual, which almost made me doubt that this guy was going to know what he was doing. Now I don't have to see a college professor up there, but usually a guy who's a little more in touch with what he's doing and a little more set up gets my attention a little faster. But this guy actually did know what he was doing. He just, his delivery was just very, very laxed. So,
Yeah.
my filter was wrong in that case. So,
Here's the thing too. I watch a lot of videos for my leather or almost anything, and I start watching a guy and he really sucks, right? But I always learn something from that guy because he has one thing that I didn't think of that he's doing right, and I'm like, oh man. So I watch all of them, like the good guys and the bad, because I learn from everybody.
yeah.
What I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, the delivery. It's not always, if your filter is a certain standard and this guy doesn't meet it, but like you said, he may show you something that you didn't know anyway, and that's yeah. So where do you draw the line when you start watching a video? When does your antenna go up and you say, oh, I don't know, and then when do you finally say, that's it, I'm done with this guy?
When I see somebody doing something really stupid, like maybe something dangerous, or
Well, dangerous is what really attracts most people. They want to see that stuff.
yeah, well, because my thought is I'm trying to learn something. So if I see a guy that's real reckless and he's gonna, do something, he's gonna kill himself or get hurt.
Yeah,
I kind of move on that one because, I need to see something value.
well, good example of that is Uncle Tony DeFeo. He has Uncle Tony's Garage on YouTube. Very popular channel. Puts a video out every day, and he's from Staten Island, and now he lives down in Tennessee. Been there for a long time, and he's a Mopar guy predominantly, but he works on other stuff too. And I remember in his shop, he always carries around a bottle with a little squeeze lid, and it's filled with gasoline. And everything he did, every time he was working on the car, he's shooting gas at something. I'm like, dude, that's a little dangerous,
Yeah.
Uh, but then and he addressed it one time. He says, I got so many comments about the gas. He says, let me tell you something. And he talked about the volatility and the flame front and the flash point and all of this and the relative safety compared to other chemicals. And he made his point. He says, I've just been using this stuff for years, and I'm not going to change. If you don't like it, find another channel.
Yeah. There you
So
go.
I just kind of got used to it and said, okay, that's Tony. He's got his gas bottle.
Right. But man, it's incredible. Like anything you put in YouTube, you can find what you're doing. Like if you have a broken whatever, anything in your garage, somebody's worked on it and put a video up.
I'll give you a great example of that. Like I said, I have this ultrasound cleaner. I have two of them now, but the first one I bought is a 30 liter. It's a very big one. And I got it for doing carburetors. And I didn't use it. Right away. I got it Christmas one year, a couple of years ago. So it was winter. I didn't use it. Springtime came and I went to use it. And I think it was like the second time I used it, I noticed the power switch in the back was kind of flaky. You had to move it a little bit and it was acting up. Mm-hmm. So I went and checked. It was past the time that you could return it to Amazon. So that was out. So I wrote to the company and I said to them, I got this flaky power switch and it's a switch and an outlet together, and I'm past the Amazon return point. I said, can I buy from you the replacement part so I can change it? And asked for a freebie. I said, I'll buy it, and the company's somewhere in China. I don't remember if they got back to me in Mandarin or they just never got back to me. So I never got it. So what I did is I found that if I left the switch, if I got to work in the on position, and then I would just plug the thing in where I used it and unplug it where I didn't use it. That was the switch. And I could live with that. Well, now just this week, I had to do another carburetor. And I plug it in and I set the temperature setting and the red light doesn't come on. So now I'm having power problems again. So I play with the dials. Boom, it comes on finally. I got a cycle out of it, but then I see it was dead again. It was off. The power switch now I couldn't even move the rocker. Something fused. So I said, okay. So now I'm really pissed because this thing was $300 and I've only used it a handful of times, and it's just because of a stupid power switch. So I know if I got back to the company, I'd get nowhere. So I Googled it. I said, put in the brand name and said, ultrasonic switch repair. And Google brings me a bunch of answers. And one of them was a YouTube video. And the guy was like, how I repaired my ultrasonic cleaner switch. I was like, bingo. Wow, where was this last time I looked? And I watched this guy. This was the guy I was just talking about that was sketchy. He owns a bicycle repair shop, and he was kind of all over the place, but he showed how he has 2 machines, and his did exactly what mine did. And a buddy of his found these switches on Amazon that we used for a 3D printer, whatever. And like for $10, he was able to buy a switch that fixed it. So I said, okay. So I looked, and the switch that he had got, I took mine apart today and took the switch out. It wasn't the same. So I found one that was closer to mine. That one was $30. So I ordered it. Just ordered it tonight. And if it comes in, and when it comes in, if it fits and works, I'll consider that a score, But yeah, it really kind of honed right in on what I wanted. So happy.
Yeah. What's nice about Amazon is you can send it back. They don't play around. They give your money back quick too.
Well, that's the thing. If you do it within the grace period, I think it's like a couple of months. Because I've sent other stuff back that I knew was bad right away, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no problem, send it back." But if you wait past that period, then they don't have to help you anymore. Then you're on your own. Then you got to deal with the manufacturer. And in my case,
but still reach out to them though, because sometimes they will work with it.
I remember in the past, I did get back to them again. After the manufacturer didn't get back to me, I wrote to Amazon and I made a complaint, and they sent me some nice reply. Sorry that the manufacturer couldn't help you. But at the end of the day, they didn't solve the problem for me. So I just said, all right, you know what? I can't blame them. It wasn't their fault. It's the manufacturer's fault, not Amazon's fault. So,
well, what I ran into is I bought a whole bunch of stuff for the bus, and I didn't put it in right away. I just, was buying it when I had the money and putting it on the shelf, and I ran through my return times.
Right.
So, certain things you really got to watch that. If you're not going to use it right away.
Yeah. Exactly. So, we're doing these videos, and he's filming me, and there's a lot of thought about how to do this. And he was asking me some questions, and I was kind of dialoguing what I was doing. And now he's thinking, maybe the best way to do this is do it as a voiceover after the video is done. So it's, and I said, maybe that's good. I said, the problem is you get me talking. I said, I go into like teacher mode. I like to get very detailed and explain everything I'm doing to a fault, which I think on a video is just too much. He's talking about making this thing like a 5-minute video. He goes, and if people want to see the full video, the full 15-minute one, they can go to Patreon. And like, what? Really? The whole one's going to be 15 minutes. This thing's taking hours to do, So, yeah, we'll see.
Hey, my battery's going to die, so I'm going to plug up. So you want to let the fellas in.
All right.
And, while I get my cord hooked up here.
All righty. Sounds good. Let's say, hey, Brian.
Hey, Ray.
What's going on?
Oh, same old.
What's up, guys?
Oh, yeah. Hey. It's a whole beautiful day, isn't it? I tell you. Yeah. Brian, you must be sitting there saying, come on, talk about something else. I heard all this crap before.
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about using YouTube. I was at my storage unit one time, and there was a TV that was sitting in the hallway,
Right.
And it sat there, it was there all day. And the next day I come, the TV's still sitting there. So I was like, well, I guess it's getting evicted. So I get it, throw it in the tool truck, plug it in, and it had a line. It had a black band going across the screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's why it's been sitting out here. And just for the hell of it, I YouTube, black band on TV. Sure enough, came up. It was
The Isley Brothers.
It was a $27 part.
Papa Squirrel thought that was funny. Tower Power? Forget it. I'm just taking black bands.
Yeah, you were talking about angle grinders. I always use the Ryobi ones because they have that adjustable handle on them. And I was working on Lewis's brackets for those mini splits, and the angle grinder, I set it down and it just kept running. I was like, what's going on? So I kept messing with the trigger, it wouldn't go off. So I unplugged it. I had this adapter that I was using for a small mini lathe that's got an off and on switch. You just plug your cord into one end, plug the other into the wall. So I used that. And then Friday of last week, when I was cutting out notches for the cross beams, it completely died. So the engine pretty much burned up. Anyway, that evening, ran to Home Depot, picked up a new one so I could keep working.
There's always something.
Yeah, I've never had one do that. But those Ryobis, that's just the best angle grinder for a one-arm person. Put it that way.
He's a one-arm person.
Yeah, well, I mean, that
paddle
handle
on-off switch. Does
it's
that have a
just
paddle
got a
or a little
trigger.
switch?
Little trigger.
Yeah. Those are the best ones.
Yeah, and that handle, you can push a button and turn it. Like if you're doing a sideways cut, you know how awkward that is when you're holding just a normal grinder to cut it. Well, this, you can push the button and turn the handle to where it's comfortable and not awkward and make a way better cut. At least that's the way I see it for me. I know before I lost my arm using an angle grinder, I never had that problem, but now I do. So.
You said the Ryobi?
Yeah, it's the Ryobi. It's like $69. Yeah, I'm gonna get 3 more to have on hand. I want one that holds my flap disc, one that'll hold my cutting disc, one that'll hold my metal finishing disc, and one that'll hold a wire wheel, so I don't have to keep switching them.
Yeah, I got a couple myself just for that reason.
Yeah,
you guys make too much money.
So, Brian, while I was joking, I missed the punchline to what the fix was for the black line.
Oh, it was a $27 part.
Really?
And so, like I said, I just ordered. I Googled that and then found it on. I don't know where it was. It probably was on eBay, and found the little circuit board thing. Popped the TV open, plugged it in, and I'm using it now in the garage.
I was going to say that usually the hardest part is getting the device open because they usually.
Oh, that was scary as shit.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's it's a pretty big TV, but you got down and you're taking all the screws out and plastic popping, making creaking noise.
Yeah,
you've never. And I'm Fred Flintstone with this stuff. I should not be in this stuff. I don't touch. And, like I said, if it doesn't have that adjustment screw where you just go, all the way down and in a turn and a half out, I'm fucking lost. So,
yeah.
Now you got to be willing to go bang with it.
Oh, I know. You got to be a man. You got to. Got to manhandle it, and I just, that's scary.
I will tell you, the shop that I do work out of, the main business is a body shop. So there's a guy in there who does either body work or he's doing, now the guy just does polishing. But I've watched these guys and, taking a door apart or a dash apart. And, when you're in there prying with the plastic tool and trying to finesse it, they get in there, it's just like rip. It's like, holy shit. It's like Do you have to do that? Yeah, there's no other way of doing it. You just got to do that. You got to know, but you got to know when to rip and when to use finesse.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
tell you
crazy.
something that really ticked me off. I was doing a little work on my own car this week, and I always forgot that I left the manual fuel pump in the car when I put the sniper in. So I had a block off plate, but I can't find it. So I kept trying to remember to order one. So I said, that's it. I got straight shot at it. I'm getting a block off plate. So I go to Summit, $11.65. Perfect. Send it. It goes into the cart. I'm like, $30? It was like $12 shipping. It's like, no. And I said, no. So my buddy Kevin told me he was dealing with this place, Muscle City Hot Rods or Motor City Hot Rods or whatever. They got a lot of GMA body stuff. He sends me a link. They had it for like $8.95. It may or may not come with a gasket. I don't know. I can make one. And it was like $1.03 tax. And it was like, $10 and change free shipping. Like, that's what I want. Why does Summit have to charge you more shipping than another place that's
than the part cost?
It drives me nuts. That's why I don't deal with Rock Auto much anymore. Because their shipping always drives that price up way up.
They still seem cheaper though if you compare it to other.
Yeah, but then with the shipping, I could go to the corner store and buy it.
Yeah, don't you use the 5% discount coupon?
Yeah, but that still doesn't always really make it.
That's almost tax.
It's when you see those numbers, the number shock. It's like, nah, man, that ain't good.
I have a hard time ordering anything that don't come in the next day or so because I'm so used to Amazon.
Right.
If they say to be here in 10 days, I'm like, I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah. Hey, Lewis, you mentioned before you went live about doing a Black Friday sale, and they were wanting to charge you to do that. You can do that on Amazon. You got to pay them a certain fee, but to me, it would be a bigger audience over there with your product, and you'll do it, I think, way better. In my opinion.
Like get yourself a shirt.
Oh man, look at that!
Nice shirt.
Yeah,
man.
I got I got a hoodie too, but I'm in Florida. It just got a little bit cold enough to wear it, but maybe tomorrow I'll wear it.
I got to get me some new threads too. So
appreciate your support.
Yeah, no problem. I got it. Yeah, look at that.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna talk to you about the design though later off air.
All right.
Just don't let the cops see it; they'll arrest you for jaywalking. Playing in traffic on the front of your shirt.
Yeah.
So I really was, for my friends, I was trying to get a Black Friday discount on the stuff, but they want you to become a member of the site and all kind of craziness. I got to pay.
Yeah.
I got to pay to drop the price of my own products.
Wow, that's crazy.
What are they charging for that?
Yeah, we're already taking a cut of the shirt too, right?
Yeah.
What are they wanting to charge you for that?
$25 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that's not worth it.
So I'm like, you get other benefits too, but you know what I mean?
See, and this is when people say, "Why are you so stingy?" or "Why don't you do this?" or "Why don't you do that?" And when I I hear that all day long, and I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea what it's costing."
Yeah, it adds up. You got
beyond adds up.
5 there.
Yeah, you got to cover the overhead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's hell. We haven't even gotten to the dirty bird yet, and I already got guys saying, "Where's my Christmas gift?" So,
Man.
Hey, you know what I did, Brian? I've had so many people on my channel reach out to me through email wanting to know, because I'm not monetized, and they just wanted to know what they can do to support my channel. They don't know how to do it. And
tell them to go to Planet Traffic and subscribe.
There you go.
Well, I set up a wish list on Amazon, and when I see things I need, I just throw it in there. And it's amazing how dedicated these people are to keeping my channel going. I got half a truckload of stuff the other day from Amazon that I didn't even order.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard
from
other channels
viewers.
I watch have done that as well, and the people usually do pretty well.
Yeah, and then I've also got my my PayPal to them and my Cash App, and people is they're just generous. They got money that they want to help people with, and
Glad somebody's got
love
money.
So
they
what do
love
you
what I do. You know, that I stay active with one arm and just stay after. You know,
so
Yeah, that's
what
great.
are you missing on the to get monetized?
nothing.
Hours?
I've got
You have the subscribers,
over
right?
16,000 watch time hours. I've got 1,357 subscribers. I've got almost 200,000 views. And I've tried twice now. I'm on the third time of getting monetized. They keep coming back saying that I'm using content that is not mine. But every single thing on my channel is something
yours.
I recorded.
Yeah.
And this last time they wanted me to record a video explaining my reasons why they're wrong and upload it, set it to unlisted, and then share the link with them. And somebody higher up will, I guess, view it and do a review. But yeah, I've looked through all of my content. There's nothing on there. I mean, there's little snippets in some of my videos, but I gave new commentary with it. So that kind of changed it. And that's what they recommend that you do.
Yeah.
So I did that on those parts. But to just download a video from someone else and upload it to mine, I don't have any of that. So,
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. Yeah.
It's finicky.
Smart move.
yeah, I'm just waiting. I don't know. I mean, I may not get monetized at all.
Now I got a wish list for Amazon too, and I give it to my kids. They buy me the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have wish. I just buy the stuff, and then there's no list for me to give out. I keep buying it.
Yeah.
I want this. Buy it. All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Figure some
Like-
stuff out.
I'm sure you've heard of the strong hands magnets. They got a variation of different types of magnets for different projects. And I have that stuff in my wish list. I got every single one of them now.
Oh, nice.
It's just amazing. But this is stuff that's going to help a one-arm guy tremendously
Right.
on projects, you know.
That's great.
But yeah, after I get your stuff to you, I'm going to do a whole video on, you know, thanking everybody and showing everybody what I got. And then two, I said Monday, or we talked about Monday. I do have a doctor's appointment at 1:50 p.m. that day too. So
Okay.
if we do it Monday, it'll have to be after that.
It don't have to be Monday. Because
Yeah.
now we got this weather to hit us.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
not
play it by ear.
Yeah, play it by ear. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, your support things, brackets are beautiful.
Nice.
After today's appointments, I came home and ate dinner and cleaned them up a little bit, got started. I'll finish them up tomorrow and get them in paint. They'll be ready to rock when we get the days lined up to bring them to you.
So if anybody didn't hear, Joey's making brackets to hold my mini split outside unit. Two of them. I got one for the front, one for the back. So that's what we're doing, making brackets to hold that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything's double welded and they just look good. I ain't bragging. I'm just saying.
Hey.
For a one arm guy.
So that's gonna be for
Right.
the condenser, or no, the evaporator, right? The outside
It'd
unit.
be like the pump, I guess, wouldn't it be called?
I don't know what it's called. It's the
It's two pieces. So it's the part that
Yeah.
was outside.
yeah.
It'd be like if you went with a big one, they call those compressors. So
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the guys in the business just call it the suitcase.
yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
so
that's
I got
why
those in a couple weeks ago. So they have heat and air. So I got the 9,000
BTU.
BTU.
BTU in the front and 12,000 in the back.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Lewis,
Wow.
I've been using them in my house. I put 6 of them in years ago, and I tell you, talk about augmenting the heat in the winter, unbelievably fantastic. and the AC is cold as hell, and they're quiet as can be. They're it's very good choice. Very good choice.
I was looking into those when I first renovated my shop. Was going to get one, and then I decided against it and just went with a window AC unit, and then one of those oil heaters that you plug in, set it on the floor, and it works. So keeps everything warm and cozy.
I also I bought the units that I could hook my solar panels directly to it.
Oh, nice.
So it'll run off, regular grid or off solar directly.
Yeah. I was talking to my cousin last night about those, and he asked me a question: are they 110 or 220?
I was just going to ask that. Yeah.
Are they 220 or 110? Both.
110.
Okay. Do you have a 48-volt solar system, or what did you go with?
Yes, I do. Okay. Yeah, I went with 48.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, I tried to go because the 48, it's a little cheaper than the 12 volt because your wires are much smaller. You don't need the heavy gauge wire.
Yeah, well, and you can do more with 48 volt.
Yeah.
As far as expanding and things.
So I'm going to pull up. Let's see.
So where are you going to put the inside units? I'm guessing one in the back. Where's the other one?
Yeah, one over the back door, and then the other one's going over. I'll show you in a second. Hold on, pull up.
Like over your driver's seat, maybe, or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Talk about being cold, man. That's you don't want it right on top of you.
You can be freezing.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the unit. The 12.
Wow, 28.5C. That's great.
Yeah, and I like too where you can put the app on your phone and control everything.
Yeah. And it's I don't have to have somebody come charge it either. It's pre-charged.
Pre-charge, yep.
So it has that thing in the line where you can charge it yourself.
Yep.
Cool. The only thing is it comes with a certain amount of hose that is you can't cut the hose. Well, you could cut the hose, but it has
That's
stuff
the problem. So here's so that's where the mini split's going over the driver's window. That's the window right here.
Oh, are you in the bus?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I don't know. So you built
when
like
I
a
lift
box
the roof, I have that much space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that did go up quite a bit. I remember that transition.
Yeah. So
I think that was.
So you build a box. You're going to put it inside that box there.
Yeah. Yep. And then I'll have a cabinet door over the front of it, so it'll cover it up when we're not using it.
Hmm.
And
when you hit the brakes will close.
Yeah.
I took my RV out the last weekend to go fuel it up, and I was driving around. I get out, refrigerator. Oh no, not the refrigerator door. All these other cabinet doors and everything's open. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? Like, I need to do some work on this thing.
Yeah, it don't take much, man, to get stuff moving.
Make one turn.
You get those strong. You can get those really strong magnets with the metal plate. Put on those.
It's supposed to like click closed and have like a little, but it's 50-something years old, so it's things don't work like they used to.
So
I understand.
The only reason I haven't done the front part yet because I'm waiting on all my electronic stuff to come. Because I'm going to build the dashboard like a car, so I have cup holders and phone holders, and I just got my phone holder things in today. Check it out.
Yeah, when you're done telling us that, I got to tell you something, Lewis. So when you're done showing us that,
so these are those magnet. These are those magnets that you just set your phone on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 for the dashboard. So when I build the dash, there you go.
Right there. Yep.
So when I build the dash, you'll be able to just set the phone in the dash, and it'll charge and hold it.
Yep.
Nice.
And I got 2 more for the bed too. So when we're in bed, we just throw the phone up on the back.
Nice. Yeah, my nephew uses those at his house.
Yeah, I'm trying to make everything easy. No looking for plugs. No looking for blocks.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all my outlets have the what do you call it? The USB and that new cord thing in it too.
USB-C?
Yeah. so we don't need those blocks. We just plug up in any.
Plug it right in there. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't spoke to the designer of those chargers, but I'm pretty sure they had a one-armed guy in mind on them.
They have what?
A one-armed guy, they had him in mind on those.
Yeah.
I'm
So
pretty
you just
sure.
put the phone right on there.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
always fighting trying to plug something in with one hand. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can
My
imagine.
phone's got so much armpit juice on it that I just kind of cringe when other people pick it up. I'm like,
Like, can I use your phone to make a call? You're like, yeah, I guess.
yeah, but I can tell you now, you just put it up to your ear, you're going to get my armpit in it.
Oh man.
Well, I tell you what, I found out when I broke my arm in X-ray, my left arm. It is amazing how much you need two arms
Yeah.
Yeah.
easily.
Yep. I just learned
And
that.
they wouldn't even let me get time off for that. They took me right back in my X-ray room, and it's fun trying to do a bare minimum when you only got one arm working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take our bodies for granted, man. When my
Oh
hand
God, yes.
was hurt, it was crazy.
Yeah. I can tell you, man, there for a long time, I was kind of lost because everything I was used to doing a certain way, I had to relearn, you know.
Yeah.
But I did it.
How
I'm
old were
still
you?
learning.
How old were you?
I was 26.
That's
Yeah.
big adjustment,
That's
I imagine.
why you learn never to make fun of people when they have I still
Disability.
call it a handicap because
Yeah.
Disability.
if you've ever been there, oh boy.
Yeah.
It's no joke. So I'm
Yeah,
trying
there
to.
was a guy. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to make everything, easy and
Yeah.
straight. So everything I've done, like the bed, I put it on drawer slides, the couch. So I'm not gonna be fighting with it. I just pull the switch and it'll lay out.
Yep.
My solar panels on the roof, I bought actuators. Where I hit a button and then they
Come out.
come
Nice.
out and go back in.
Yeah.
Until they jam.
Well, that's what
Always make sure you got an idea of how to fix it.
yeah. Well, I got
You built it.
yeah, I got a release thing on it that I pull a string and release it from the actuator, just like your garage door.
Garage door,
Yeah.
So when I pull
Nice.
that, then slide them out.
Yeah. Yeah. A guy asked me the other day, or he said in a comment the other day, he says, man, I never even knew you had one arm. And I replied back, I said, it was my voice, wasn't it? Gave it away. Well, what I wanted to tell you, when I get there with your brackets, there's a recommendation I'm going to make. So I want you to remind me, if you think of it, if I forget when I get there with these. It'll be easier to just show you in person.
Okay.
Versus trying to tell you on the show here. So
I'm always up for ideas. Somebody has some ideas, please. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, well, that's a great design of that blueprint. There's just things that I think could make it even better. I just didn't want to put it in there because they may have left that out of that design because they found that, once it was installed, they had to have that space for that mini split section.
Right.
But I believe if you got the space once it's installed on the bracket to run an extra, gusset flat bar from top corner to bottom corner for that extra support that's hanging out there, I believe would be wise to do if the room was there for that once it's installed.
Yeah, when you come, we'll throw the mini split on it and see what it looks like.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Too, I didn't know they may have left it off too because of other things on the bus would cause a clearance issue. I don't know, but
Well,
I think it should be there.
I'll send you the website and you can take a look at a whole bunch of stuff because they make all kind of brackets and doors and stuff like that for schoolies,
Okay.
especially for
All right.
schoolies. So.
Yeah.
So is it going to be? Is it going to be enclosed?
No.
The outside part? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's going up under. It's going to mount to the frame, but then the body of the bus will be, block it. But I'm going to cut it out where it'll have an air vent.
Oh, you got to cut the body out of the bus and put like a
Yeah.
screen or whatever on there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And the back one, I guess you're just going to stick on the back, right?
No, I'm putting both of them under the bus.
Oh, both under the bus. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people put them up high over the door, but it sticks out taller than the bus.
I've seen people just put them like where the right on top of the bumper, kind of.
Yeah.
Just stick them there, but it's kind of ugly, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
It's got a AC system sitting on the back of your bus.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be stealth.
Yeah, hide it all. Yeah, make it all slick. Yeah.
I guess the only thing I think about is underneath is picking up any kind of road debris.
Well, I'm gonna put a rubber shield in front of it. Like a mud flap in front of it.
Yeah, you don't want to catch like a piece of rebar through the front of it,
Yeah. That'd suck.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants mini splits or anything solar,
Solar.
I am a affiliate, so I have affiliate links. If anybody needs a $50 off, let me know.
Nice.
That's
Very good.
Nice. So, Jim, what was this story about your wife's Grand Prix? You got a YouTube.
Yeah, over the summer, I had first of all, the tranny went in her car, which started out with just flushing out the radiator. And the next thing I know, the tranny breaks in the stupid thing.
Wait, what year Grand Prix?
2001.
2001. Okay.
Yeah, and great part was I got it off the original owner with 48,000 miles on it.
Nice.
Car was in really, really good shape. But like I said, the tranny went over the summer.
Yeah.
Found a good tranny guy, and the interesting thing, he said the planetary gears broke. I'm like, wow, that's weird. He's like, nah, it happened. He's like, I don't care how many miles are on it. Those planetary gears are going to break.
Yeah.
When I
Be right back.
When I got the car back from him, the floor on the passenger side was soaking wet. Like, where the hell did that come from? I'm thinking, all right, maybe he left the window open or something. It was so soaked, it took me like a week to really dry it completely out.
Wow.
I was like, all right. So I checked it. I tried water on the windshield a whole bit, never found it. A couple of weeks later, we go to my niece's house, and she's having a party for her daughter's first birthday. And while we're there, there's a huge thunderstorm, and it rains like hell. We go to leave, and I'm looking on the passenger side, and the passenger side's soaking wet again. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I know I didn't leave the windows open. So we got home, go online, do a search on YouTube, and I'm like, 2001 Grand Prix passenger side leak. And, like I said, there's, 50,000 things come up, and you go in through and you're trying to filter everything. And I found one video that said Grand Prix passenger side leak. I'm like, all right, let me click on this. And sure enough, the guy, the video starts out, Grand Prix, stuff like this, and he goes, watch this. You open up the hood, and there's a plastic piece on the cowl right by the windshield. And he shows, here are the 3 screws you need to take out. You take that off, and you look underneath, and there is a piece of weather strip that goes along where the hood matches it. And they said, after time, it falls off.
Yeah.
Sure enough, I pull the panel up, and there it is, lying on the thing. I was like, what the hell? So, yeah, sure enough, there it is. Took it out, cleaned up where it goes, put a little adhesive on it, stuck it back on, fixed the problem. And it was like a 15-minute fix.
So it's just a coincidence that it happened with the transmission. The guy probably, when he opened the hood or whatever, he bumped it.
Yeah, no, he just thought that, everything happened all at once. And like, it was a Sinju. Hey, since you fixed my transmission, all of a sudden there's a leak. I'm like, what is this?
I was waiting for some kind of transmission thing. He took something.
Well, like I said, it started out with just having a buddy of mine flush out the radiator. I noticed, like, wait a minute, there's a sound coming from the front end. We looked at it. We saw one axle was like, okay, sketchy. He's
Yeah.
like, $90 for a new axle. Put a new axle in. Screw it.
Yeah.
We go to bring a car home and the training lets go. I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
There's
That's all right.
always-
And just, you know,
always something.
I'm on vacation this week. My vacation started on Monday, and what happens? The battery goes dead in our car. Oh.
Yep.
And the only good thing about it was like, hey, wait a minute. AutoZone will check it for you, and they'll change it for you as long as you buy the battery from them. I was like, well, screw it. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old
Yeah.
is your battery?
My wife's Stinger, it's a 2020. It's got 14,000 miles on it. She's like, I'm gonna drive the car today. It hits the button, nothing's happening. I'm like, oh, great. I look, I go, battery's shot. So I barely, and she goes, I barely drive it. I'm like, yeah, the battery's like 5 years old. I mean,
That's
Yeah,
why.
it's just
Yeah.
been sitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sits
Yeah.
a lot.
So you're
I should-
talking like this, Lewis?
I should put a.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how the AC's on my truck too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It's like
Great.
But you gotta be
Yeah.
careful if you look on there. Let me blow it up. See that one funny cutout area?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a road sign that was laying in the road. I clipped
Oh,
it and
did it?
ripped the screen. I missed the condenser just by a hair of a chinny chin chin.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
So I luckily went back, found the piece that it cut out, and I took it, grind it down, and then I soldered it back into the hole. That's why it's got the black ring around it.
Hey, you gotta do what
It
you gotta do.
It works. Yeah.
Yep.
But I did get a new screen.
Okay. Where'd you get that? Home Depot?
Home Depot.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, another thing about the YouTube videos, I found another video to change the passenger side mirror on her car. And the video went into, okay, here's where this bolt is. Here's where this bolt is. Take these 3 screws out. Take these 2 screws out from under here. Pull it all off. These 3 screws, hold the mirror on. Pull it off. Put it back together. What would have taken me 2 or 3 hours to try and figure out how to do that took me 45 minutes because there it was on YouTube.
Mhm.
So
I did
I
that with
love
the heater core on the car. I found one trick. You didn't have to pull the dash. This guy like, well, you can just pull this and this. Like, sweet. Save me a couple
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, YouTube's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
yeah,
I don't even watch TV. I watch YouTube on my TV, but
You know, Lewis, I've been doing that for a while, and finally this week, the political debates got me. The ads were so long and so frequent, and I told my wife, I said, "Screw it." I said, "I'm buying that package. I'm buying out of commercials." You know,
Yeah.
So they give you like you can do it for a day or for a week or for a month. I said, "A year." I said, "I'm paid for the year." I said, "That's it." And,
Yeah. You know what?
and immediately the
premium.
next time I'm watching, now you don't even realize it that you're not seeing the ads because you didn't want to see them in the first place. And it's like, this is really cool.
well,
Oh, you're talking about on YouTube?
yeah, YouTube Premium.
Yeah, I have it too. I can't stand the ads. But the other thing that bugs me is, and someone else will probably say this too, and then the person that's doing the video puts an ad in there, and I understand why. You know, they're trying to get more money, but then they
don't
go
put
off
it
on
in
like
YouTube.
a 5 minute.
YouTube puts it in, well, unless they do
They do,
their
yeah.
own.
They do it, and they're inside. You know, they're promoting something, AG1 or something. You know,
See that one? You know, some of the places I watch
Bugs me.
do that.
like fast
But,
forward.
you know, I fast forward past it. I'll
Yep.
fast forward past that. That's not long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when YouTube puts them in, and you know they don't. I guess they just use some metric
Yeah,
because
just
it ties
chops
in the middle of a sentence, and they just like boom, there's an ad. So I say,
Yeah.
So when
No,
I
you
go,
don't. Go
when I
ahead.
go
Lewis.
to my son's house and I'm watching YouTube and the commercial comes on, I was like, oh my God, I'm living like a peasant.
yeah.
I'm like, hey, quit being cheap and get the premium.
So
Yeah.
should I tell you? So if you can just create another account and I'll make another account on YouTube Premium and just go when you go to your son's house, just log in with that other one, and just leave it
Yep.
on his, so he'll get it.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
what I
you'll
did
get
here.
you'll get
Yeah,
the
it
watch
goes-
time hours. Yep.
Yeah, but they don't have to watch commercials because he already pays premium
Yeah.
until YouTube decides to do something with that. But no, the thing that bugs me is like we have Prime, Amazon Prime, and when they started, you get to watch it, no commercials. All of a sudden, now there's commercials. I'm like, what the hell is this? But I'm
And
paying for no
everything you go to
commercials.
watch, you still got to pay for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I go to watch videos, and I have the Prime, and then that's not under Prime. I kind of
if you get like a new movie or something like that, some of them you have to buy. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I'm just like I'm like, well, we have Prime for other reasons too. So
I do save a lot of money on shipping. So
yeah,
that's a good thing.
It's like when the Blu-ray movies came out. They said you can go straight to the movie without all the trailers, without all this, and then once Blu-ray became more mainstream, it was the winner. Yeah, then it was. Oh, now it's full of trailers and stuff.
Yep. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
I just threw out my last HD DVD. I was like, what am I gonna do with this? Right in the garbage. I had it for Xbox. I threw the Xbox DVD player out. I'm like, I'm not keeping all this crap anymore.
Yeah, I got that subscription on Netflix where you don't get any commercials. It's like $9 a month.
Do I get commercials on Netflix? I don't remember. I know I went to Disney Plus and there's commercials on there too. I'm like, come on.
Can you guys believe Mike Tyson sold his legacy for $20 million and just threw it all away that night? That was pathetic.
Hey, Jake Paul wants to fight me for $20 million. I'll try the last 8 rounds.
Yeah, for sure. I would have did it.
I don't know. That was compared to his training videos, and then compared to what we actually saw.
Yeah. It was a whole bunch of rules that he couldn't go uppercut. There's a whole bunch of rules in the contract too. So.
Yeah. Oh, who couldn't do uppercut? Jake?
No,
Tyson.
He hit him with an uppercut, didn't he? And when he stuck his tongue out, when Jake stuck his tongue out, it looked like kind of an uppercut.
I don't know if he couldn't knock him out in the first 4 rounds. I guess
if he hit him, if he knocked him out in the first round, he got nothing. He got paid 0.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Supposedly, there was another guy. I wanted to save I saw it on Instagram. There was another guy that I guess that Paul guy
Jake Paul
wanted to fight, and he sent the contract thing over, and he said, "There's no way, dude. I'm gonna knock you out." And he said that it was the same thing. He said, "Dude, he just it was just set up so that he would win." And of course the whole thing was the longer they went, the more money they made. So
yeah, I saw
that's the reason why, and
well, there was a lot of when they were the first couple of rounds, like 3 rounds, they're boxing and they were holding on to each other a lot, a couple times, and you could see maybe Jake said something to him, maybe not, who knows.
Well, they didn't
hold each other after that though. The rest of the rounds, I wonder why.
Yeah, they had that one scene in the first when Tyson got him and Jake said something to him, or John, or whatever the fuck guy's name is. Fucking pussy. But Tyson tapped him on the back, like, okay. And then after that, it was the old man out there. Dude, we shouldn't be live because he'll show up and then beat the shit out of me. But fucking pussies, I tell you, dude.
Well, then Tyson's biting his glove the whole time. And people said that's
they tried to say he always done that. He never did that.
Mm-hmm.
Fights were over too fast for him to do that.
Yeah. He'd go in there and boom, done. He didn't have any time to bite a glove. Now he's sitting there getting frustrated because he's like holding back.
There's that one clip that's been going around. It's that signature Tyson move where he slips, he ducks, and he's coming up for that killer shot, and he doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it.
Like, if that doesn't say it was fake.
It's the punch out shot, and he didn't do it.
Yeah. In my opinion, he ruined his reputation,
his legacy.
That fight legacy. Yeah, in my opinion, and I'm sure time will tell for sure, but I believe a lot of people feel that way.
Jake also said he did hold back a little bit in a couple of rounds. So an interview, and he goes, I didn't want to, beat up the old man,
Oh God, yeah, right.
I was like, yeah, piss him off so he fights you back.
I'm confident if this wasn't a money thing, Mike would have destroyed him.
Oh, 100%. If you look
probably
at the
first 30 seconds of the first round.
If you look at his speed not just his power, but his speed in his training videos. And then you look at what we saw, not just the fact that Tyson was moving slow, but Jake Paul does not have any, he's not swift. He has no movement. There's no speed.
There's no defense either. Tyson's like this the whole time. Jake was just here, look at my head, hit me.
Well, the spot where you guys were talking about in the first round where Jake Paul wrapped up to him and was talking to him, and Tyson patted him on the back of the head. Right before that, Tyson popped him in the face.
Yeah.
And again, no defense, no movement. He didn't duck, dodge, slip, anything. So Tyson would have crushed him. But
he set us elders back, because there's one thing I tell my young guys: don't fuck with the old man, because I fucked with the old man one time and I ended up on the ground. So I tell my young guys, don't fuck with the old man, because you never know.
Yeah.
That's like a line I heard on a movie tonight, or a show tonight. Don't fuck with an old soldier, because he got old for a reason.
Yep. That's true.
Yep. Yeah, I broke bad with an old man one time, and he had me stand in a corner for 45 minutes.
Well, I am just glad that I witnessed the greatest boxing match in the history of the United States government, and the mighty man win on November 5th. That's the best thing.
That was a battle.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Did anybody watch the Jim Jones UFC?
Oh, yes.
I saw the end part. Kicked that guy right in the ribs. It sounded like a broken rib.
That was brutal.
He put him down with a kick, man. That's
yeah.
That's getting it.
Yep, the kick heard around the world.
Yeah. Ain't no way I get in the ring with those guys, man. Their job is to choke you out or knock you out or break something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a little too crazy.
I give a lot of credit to one of the guys I grew up with. We went to school together, and after school he put on quite a bit of weight, and he started doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu to lose weight. He started changing his diet. He trimmed down and everything. And actually the funny thing was, he was posting on Facebook, look, he's got a 6-pack now and all this stuff. And I took a picture of my son from the neck down with my son's shirt off, and I said, look, you inspired me. I'm working out too, because my son was 18 at the time, and he's all ripped right before he went in the Army. And he's like, man, I'm glad I inspired you. I'm like, I am bullshitting you like you wouldn't believe. I'm like, that's my 18-year-old son's belly. But but no, I give him credit, because he did that, and then he started fighting. He went up to Phoenix a few times. He did about here, and then he went up to I think he went up to Las Vegas, I think 2 or 3 times, and competed. And he's gotten beat, but he's gone through it and done it, and and started late. I think that if he started fresh out of high school, if it was a thing back then, he would have been fine. But because right now he's fighting his age, but but again, with all that said, he's in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't step in the ring.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
They got bad intentions.
Yeah.
So back to the topic of the show, I don't think we've even talked about. Are you a car enthusiast? Well, are you?
So what I would like to do is get more people involved. I have a lot of people watch the videos, but they don't subscribe, and they don't, I want them to interact with us, because they can in the chat, as we're doing this live, they can, talk to us and give input and knowledge. So that's my hope, that we can get people on to, be a part of the community.
I think you should, as a recommendation, is invite that Motormouth Ray on to talk about what he works on. I think
Yeah, you don't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Boring stuff.
I love he's always posting something cool on Instagram. Those old cars, working on them and stuff. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, Ray, you need a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
I put the radio show up on the YouTube channel every week.
No, you alone.
Oh, me.
Just you
yeah.
working on cars.
Well, see, that's the
That a
problem.
long time ago.
Years ago, I had my cousin was doing like our media stuff and whatever, and he was begging me to videotape stuff. I said, dude, sometimes you really have two big greasy hands in a job. Like you don't have a room for a camera. You can't move a camera. Well, put it on a tripod. I said, yeah, put a tripod next to me. I'm kicking it over.
Yeah.
You know, that ain't
Yeah,
work.
but then you have to go through all that video.
Well,
and
that probably
sort
would have
through
been
it.
his
Takes time.
job. I just said it's just not practical alone. You know, because I said if you've ever worked in a shop, which he hadn't, I said you don't understand. You're all over the place. You're over here, over there, and then the car's going up, it's down. You're over, you're constantly moving. Very rarely you're just sitting still.
You need a cameraman to go around and follow you.
That's the point. So now,
Yeah.
the stuff we're doing now on the Mustang, we do have this camera guy, and he mics me up, and he's pretty good because he's been doing it a while. But invariably, I'll go grab a tool, and I turn, and I'm like, and he's right there. So I got to decide, okay, do I just walk in front of him like it's natural, like I'm going back to the job, or do I go around the back of him? So there's always that dance that you're doing.
Yeah.
Unless you have,
Yeah.
unless the only way it could be different is if you have it scripted. And we just talked about this. Some of the videos we watched, obviously, stuff was pre-fit and scripted and ready to go. We're working just, he's filming me raw, just doing it as it happens.
Yeah.
He prefers that style, which I think I do. I don't know. We'll see how the videos come out. I don't know.
Yeah, well, when they do when I watched Car Fix and stuff, and those guys were doing it, it was kind of scripted. They knew what they're going to say, but I saw them do many takes on the same thing.
Right.
Oh wait, can you say it this way? A little more. Leave out that one thing and say. I'm like, geez, freaking just let them blab and say it.
That's when you have a producer and or a director.
That's what. Yeah,
They have all
the whole
that
stuff.
happens. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why, like as I said before, I've been mic'd up, and I'll just talk and explain what I'm doing, and then he's telling me now maybe what we should do is get all that footage, decide what we're going to use, and do a talk over.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Do that.
Well, here's where I was trying to get that bolt out, and you can see it wouldn't come out, so I had to get this BFH up there, and the talk over now. At least you can do it. It can be done.
I'm
You guys see this?
The editing is a lot.
Anyway.
Is the most work.
Yeah, that means
You
you, gotta
guys-
sit there
Yes.
and watch it and talk over it. And,
Actually, the ones that I really like is the one that the guy I watch several guys. They don't talk; they're just working.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
and then
those.
what they do is if you want, they have a closed caption, and then they go in and they talk. They don't talk; they just put in the closed caption, so you can either watch it with closed caption or without. And those are the best ones because you can watch, you see what the guy's doing, and you don't have to look. Because a lot of these guys, this is the biggest problem I have with most guys, and I watch more females than guys. And the only reason why, no,
you don't watch that one,
guys
Coach.
are talking so much shit about them that it doesn't fucking matter, dude. I don't care that you got pulled over 27 times or, you did this or that. The girls do it, and they just tell them what they're doing, they're showing, and they go on. Guys have to brag about every fucking thing they've done, and that's the reason why I can't stand watching the guy. Now, there's this one guy down in New Zealand. Yeah.
It'd be up there. Yeah.
Up there, whatever. And I mean, this guy, he doesn't talk, but he has a closed caption. And it's great watching him because he's not bragging about anything.
Well, Brian, I think you would have had something different to say if you were watching me 2 days ago, because I was bragging on, like, see this. I said, yeah, I'm using this special Matco ratchet, man. I said, you can't get one of these.
I'm just saying in general, you watch these guys and all they can do, they don't even, half the guys don't even show what they're doing. They're just bragging about what they did.
Right.
I love when Arco does those where he's not talking. That's why I don't have to hear his annoying voice.
So, but
I
the
haven't
only
talked
thing
to
that
him
I'm
and-
really upset about, no,
I haven't-
we're still alive, so never
I
mind.
haven't talked to him or heard from him in ages. I don't even know if he's still alive.
Well, and I think that's the thing, Brian. It's like with watching shows, we all don't have the same likes and dislikes. And like I was saying earlier, when he had me dialogue and what I was doing, I said to him, the problem is I go into teacher mode and I get too detailed. I really want to tell you all the details about what's going on because somebody may want to see, okay, how do you put that in? But I want to tell you about how to put those bolts in to draw the box in so you don't cock it and, use it never sees and maybe, let's talk about torque setting or whatever, like the minutia of the procedure. He says, yeah, that starts getting too long. I was like,
yeah. I mean, some of the guys I watch, when they want to be funny, they want to tell a joke, look, dude, I'm not, I want to see the product or I want to see you do it. And they end up spending so much time. There's a handful of females, unfortunately. And of course, I guess they, like I said, they show the work, they do the work, and they talk about the work. It's not trying to be funny or have a competition.
I have a question for you, YouTube guys. The guys who actually watch YouTube, do you have a limit as to how long a video can be where you get to that point and you're like, okay, that's it, I'm done?
That's a good question, Jim.
For me, it depends. It depends on what I'm watching and how far, like, if it keeps showing a lot of what I'm trying to learn and it's keeping my interest for many different reasons, I'll watch it all the way through. I can watch an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. If it's if there's not, if I get my question answered and then it's just kind of filler, I get bored or I already got what I'm looking for. So it depends for me.
I'll jump ahead and you'll understand why in a minute. Because there's certain channels I watch for certain topics and they're always talking about the same thing and the same topic. So they kind of got their stuff formulated into like 10 or 15 minute segments, which is great. And that they're going to do the same kind of thing. So you know what to expect. So when I see ones that pop up into my feed and it's 40 minutes, and that was this one Mustang video I watched. I watched a bunch of them that were all 10 and 8 to 15 minutes. And this one was 40. But you know what? I had the laptop out. I was checking something on the computer. I said, all right, let me put this one on. I'll just listen in the background. And that's the one that I should have seen first because it had all the information that the other guys left out. And normally I wouldn't go to a 40-minute video. It would be too long. So I guess basically the right answer, my answer is, I like the 8 to 15 minute stuff, but you got to be open to something a little longer. And of course, you watch the shorter ones because, just because.
Yeah. I keep mine 10 minutes or less, but on occasion it does go 12 or 15. That's just depending on the content,
Yeah, that's good, Joey, because people have fast attention spans.
Yeah.
And, like Isaac said, I mean, I've seen some hour long. I've watched some hour long, but it was more like a podcast on.
Yeah,
it became a video, so it was different.
Yeah.
Podcasts are different. If it's 20 minutes or more, I've got the habit of I'll skip forward on it.
The antenna is
to the next part.
Me too.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's just, to me, it just becomes a mundane thing. You're just watching something that's really not interested.
Now, I'll give you a good example. I said before about Tony DeFeo, Uncle Tony's Garage. The guy's a wealth of knowledge. The problem is he's a little ADHD, and he tends to repeat himself, and he'll stop himself. He'll say, all right, I want to talk about this. We're going to get into this. He goes, oh, no, you know what? I'll come back to that later. And then sometimes he never comes back. In his head, he's trying to formulate a pattern, and he drives me nuts because he'll repeat. He'll even go on to describe a process for 5 minutes, and then do it again in another 5 minutes, but like in a different way. I was like, Tony, you already did that, man.
Yeah.
But that's the way his brain works, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know if you guys watched that first video I did, part 1 of these brackets I'm building for Lewis.
Yeah.
The second video, which will be the final video of that, you're going to love. It's going to be, well, that first one I didn't do a lot of talking. This one's probably going to be even less than that. But because this is the theme of the Raise the Roof event, for me anyway, I grabbed a clip from that day or weekend in January 2021 when we raised that roof that I'm going to play in this. And it just gives you the idea of how great of fun we had that weekend. It was just so much fun, but we got a lot done. But that's going to be the beginning of this next video. And then show the finished product at the end.
Yeah, that's good. If you can draw from a previous experience and throw it in there, that's always nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, there's occasions I throw videos up on my channel. I name it Raise the Roof Event Archive, put it in parentheses, archives, because it's just great moments that, will live on forever with me. So, and people enjoy it. We had a lot of views and people online involved in that.
Yeah, a lot of good, what do you call it? Fellowshipping.
Yeah, and I still today, people are always asking, how's the bus doing? And so I go to your Busting Out Schoolie and just start sending them a bunch of links for different videos.
Oh, thanks.
What you're doing to it, yeah. And
she's getting close. I gotta. I can't pull the trigger on these tires, man. I need to buy tires, but they're so expensive, man. Drive me crazy.
Did you ever upgrade the rear end gear ratio?
No, I'm just gonna have to drive 55, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, there's a rear end out there somewhere. Somebody's got one.
Yeah.
I wish you would have got with me at that time when Rodney had that whole setup, complete setup out of that wrecked semi truck. That would have been perfect for that bus. But that time lapse in between the time I told you and the time you asked again about it, he had already gotten rid of it.
It's the same rear ends in the bus as a semi?
No. Well, the housing probably, but the gears, no. The gears from a semi, you can do highway speeds all day.
Right.
School bus is rated for 55, maybe 60 if you're lucky.
Yeah. When I hit 60, I'm at 3,000 RPM.
Well, it depends on what bus, because they have two different buses. Actually, they have three different buses.
Yeah.
Montgomery County, my school lot, the school lot that I go into, and they have three different buses because they have what's called a event bus.
Yep.
And that event bus has a different gear ratio because it's for traveling different. That's why.
Football team and
when the football team, they'll send a event bus, or they'll have, and then of course they have the pusher, the pullers. They have ones with wheelchairs, the entrance or whatever. But there is different. They actually, if you really look around or get in with your public school transportation thing, because like in my county, it's before COVID, it's kind of screwed up now. But it was once a bus hit 10 years, they auctioned them off.
Yeah.
So we right now we have a whole bunch of one of my lots. There's a whole bunch of buses getting ready to go out for auction because they've gotten their new buses in. Huh?
They go cheap too, anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000.
Yeah.
So how much is a rear end that you need?
About
if you want to go buy one.
About 2,000.
You might as well buy a bus.
Yeah,
that's international, right?
Yeah, international.
But like I said, if you look around, you might get lucky, and if you can find somebody that knows, like I said, if you have a event bus that has a different gear ratio.
Yep.
I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know. I know when we've had our away games, like if we go to Marana, which really it's not that far, but we take the freeway and going there and coming back, we're doing about 75 or so, and the bus ride's real smooth.
Yeah, it's the event.
Yeah.
Yep. Like the bands and all the sports, they use those buses.
Yeah. That's cool.
Or just pull up to one in the yard, get some tools out and switch them around.
Put it on break, right?
Do it in the dark, though.
It's probably easier if you just take the license plate off and switch it so they don't know.
Yeah, but he's got that tall roof.
Change the rear end to a roof.
That was before you did the raise the roof.
Be like, make it like American Graffiti. Just rip the rear out of it.
Just take the rear, just bounce it along the ground.
Yeah. But once I get this project done, and then the one for the propane tanks, I have got I'm going to start selling some stuff that I'm going to create in my shop. It's going to be like home decor type stuff, but it's going to look industrial, like made from rebar, flat bar, things like that. Like coat racks, key holders, door knockers, whatever. And I'm going to put that stuff up on Amazon, plus do it, free giveaways once I reach a certain amount of subscribers. And I think people will like that. My jig setup, I had to use a wooden table. I mean, I'm a fabricator and I don't even got a freaking welding table. What the crap is wrong with me? Well, everything I've ever built has come out perfect because I spend all that extra time making sure everything is level, everything is square. Like when I built that frame jig for building bicycle and motorcycle frames, people ask me, where'd you buy that? Like, I did. I built that right here, and they just can't believe it because I don't have, my floor is not even level. But if you take the time shimming and doing that stuff, you're going to get a perfect product.
Right.
But I got to build that. That's going to be next. Once we finish up on your stuff, now that I know Hemley's has a really nice deal on metal, I'm just going to go there and get all my tubing. And I've already got the plate. It's 3/16 thick. I just need to build the frame for it. Set me up a fixture table for doing projects.
I'm going to send you a picture of those propane brackets.
Oh, right. You sent it through text?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, the other day, I'm in the shop working on your brackets, running the grinder, and so I shut the grinder off and set it down to go do something else, and I hear my dog out in the driveway going absolutely berserk. I thought, what in the world? And this is in the daylight. So I go outside, see what's going on. He's at the front of my truck, and I walk around there, and there's this big old huge raccoon out there trying to get my dog. And
you're trying to
then
kiss
when I think he was going to kill him. And then when he saw me, he started coming towards me like I've never seen a raccoon be aggressive like that.
Rabbit.
And he had to be. Well, he's dead now, but he's rabidly dead. But I got my dog in the shop and closed the door, and I'm looking out the window to see where this thing's at, and he's at my door trying to get in.
Definitely rabid.
So
there's something wrong with him.
I grabbed a metal pipe and opened the door, hit him in the head with it to see if he'd walk away, and he kept trying to come at me. And so the second time when I hit him, it split his skull open.
Ooh.
He died. Well, I saved a bullet. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, we took him for a ride after that. Got rid of him. He's crow food now.
Well, he'll make a good recyclable feast for something.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the birds of the air are enjoying it.
Right. So it's 10:30. I'm gonna shut off the live, and so I don't have to edit so much when I send stuff over to PowerTube TV.
Well, good. So you can take us out because I was thinking like, okay, how are we going to take us out? Lewis is gone. Now you can do it.
All right, everybody. I appreciate everybody watching Plan in Traffic tonight. And we do this every Thursday night, 9:00 Eastern. So please join us and be a part of our wonderful family. As you can see, we all hang out every week. And this show was sponsored by Plan in Traffic Store. So you can go to planintraffic.com and buy some swag.
Yeah, look at I'll show the shirt again. There you go.
There you
go.
Yeah.
We got our model showing off and a cup.
Yep.
Look at the cup. Yeah, so
he's wearing a what?
And it's sponsored by Mill Creek Fab Shop.
There we go. So if
on YouTube.
Don't you have a hat on, Lewis? What's the hat?
Yeah, I got my hat on.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that beanie.
Yep, beanie hat.
So if anybody wants to help support our channel and help us keep going along doing this show, please check us out on planintraffic.com.
He's
All right,
a
we'll see
black
everybody
man
next-
he's a black man with the Black Friday deals.
Yeah.
Oh, God.